Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone beyond and in between, welcome back to LARPs and Tarps. We hope you've all had a wonderful winter break. Getting back into the swing of it today, I'm Morgan. I'm joined by my lovely associates, Tom and Kerry.
Hey humans, and fuck you on the associates, we're best friends.
Hey, you're lucky that you're an associate.
True.
At least I can call you co-host.
I'm really just a homeless man they stole off the street.
Both in and out of character. But yeah, so we thought we'd swing back into things. So talking about crafty things we'd be doing. So we've all kind of turned our hands to more crafty things, got sewing machines, started making stuff. And this, honestly, for me, this is mainly so I have some external pressure to finish my crafting projects. Every 6 weeks-ish, we're going to talk about what we've been making and where we're at with it. But yeah, basically, who wants to go first? Should we talk about what we've made before?
Yes, we definitely can do. Do you want to go first or shall I? I don't think Tom's really made anything.
Yeah, in fact,
yet.
Tom.
By technicality.
Tom's made some stuff.
By technicality, I've made stuff in the fact that I got our good friend Nick to 3D print us off some Jolly Jackdaw.
Did you paint them?
I did paint them.
There we go.
That is
Exactly.
some crafting. Congratulations.
Who needs a guild uniform when we can just stick badges on everything? It looks cool.
No, I think that works out quite well, and they do look good.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than everything having to match for players, so it's a lot less pressure on my little guild mates, my little cherubs.
He's missing his flock. When we're recording this right now, it's 100 days till Empire, and I am chomping at the bit to get back.
100 Days of Empire. Though I'm feeling a bit better. We had a business meeting last week, so we're getting plans, plots, and schemes together. The other thing I've been doing is I've been making legal contracts for my guild, so any jobs we do...
I guess that's technically crafting.
It's technically crafting.
You need to coffee stain the paper.
Well, yeah, I coffee stain the paper. That's
There
why
we
it's
go.
technically his craft, but I'm technically an associate crafter.
You've been the advisor, Tom.
This is why
supervisor.
You're the thinker.
I'm not the Count of Vagabonds, I'm the Count of Delegation.
Yeah, definitely.
I have all these fantastic ideas, other people do them for me.
Count of Vagabonds or the Vagabond Count? That's the question.
Exactly. But they're my two little things. They're very much orientated to the guild and its workings rather than my actual personal kit.
Oh, you're such a giver.
I am.
You're so collaborative.
Never say that Uncle Nietzsche isn't prosperous to his guild mates. How about you, Kerry? What you been working on?
I've made lots of things. Starting with my apothecary potions. So you've also made lots of things. I've made my apothecary potions. Start off with where I got little. They're technically like spirit sampler bottles.
Yeah, they look really cool.
Yeah, they're a good size. I'm looking at maybe getting them smaller just so it's easier to have more of them on my person without having to carry around loads of.
You need to get
bottles.
You need to get a bandolier.
The thing is, am I going to get one or make one?
Oh,
Because I've been working on
making some designs.
Mentally, not drawing anything down yet.
Just think of all that extra profit you can make on field, just like boo, 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 potion.
I do like the idea of charging people whilst you're on the field for a potion. Be like, would you like this? It'll cost you £1.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I've decorated those potion bottles, sandpapering all the lids, which took a while, coffee staining little labels, sticking them on with glue guns. Last year I was using watercolour for the colouring, but then the watercolour sinks to the bottom, so I think I'm going to actually get food colouring this year.
Yeah,
I really like the watercolouring because it's so easy to really customise the colour.
You mean like watercolour paints?
Yeah, it's in like a watercolour palette, just like literally filling it with water and then dipping it in. Like it's so easy to customise and it's so fun to do, but as I say, it doesn't last very long. So
yeah, and also food colouring is pretty potent, right? You don't need much of it.
So I could literally get like a jug of, all the primary colours and get some pipettes and just like pipette it in, and then I can still have it very customisable.
I was very happy at Flying Lead Nightmare that people remembered to ask me whether these were drinkable, because I completely forgot to tell them the potions you made me were made of paint.
I was given a potion that I was told I could drink, and I remember pulling it out in combat being like, I'm not fucking drinking this.
No, exactly.
Like that has been in my... I bought that at E2 and it is E4.
It's like our friend who had bought a smoothie. One of those innocent smoothies, a blue and green one that already looked a bit funny.
It looked luminous green.
He literally had it on his person for 2 days, 3 days, and then drank it on the last day.
Oh, that's so... Well, was it alcoholic, maybe? Maybe it fermented in his pocket.
Yeah, maybe at that point. But no, he's still fine. To be fair, if someone did drink one of my watercolour potions, they probably wouldn't get sick.
Don't
tiny
say it.
amount
Yeah,
of
but now you're
watercolour.
liable.
Well, it's
Please
too
don't
late
drink-
now.
please
Sorry,
don't
if you
drink
have
any
one, if I
carriers.
have sold you one at a previous event, do not
Too
drink
late to
them.
drink it now. Since you said you could drink it, then just run over us.
It's all right. I said probably not. I didn't say definitely not, so I'm still covered.
We're all good.
It's going to be like that
It may
sponge.
not contain poison. It's fine.
It's going to be like that SpongeBob episode where they had the pretty patties and then all the fish start having different patterns all over them in paint.
Yeah, basically that's what happens if you drink Dr. Belvedere's potions anyway. Because I
That
also
erectile
made those.
dysfunction, apparently.
They were perfectly viable, I'm sure.
Extra flammable, erectile dysfunction, all sorts of people. That was part of the fun of the game, not saying whether they work or not, and people just making up how they
God,
acted.
that was good stuff.
Yeah, so to go with my potions, I made my little potion crate where I got a bigger crate and two little ones that I sort of wedged in the middle from the works. Coffee stained that as well just to give it a nicer colour.
Nigga, you did some of our first crafting, I guess, didn't you? Because I don't think at that point I'd made anything when you were making that little...
No, I don't think so, because that was literally... No, it was after our first event.
It was E3.
It was on the run-up to E3 anyway, because we didn't go to E2. Because I decided definitely I wanted to get into the whole apothecary thing.
Yeah.
And I was a bit jealous that our friend had potion bottles and stuff, and I didn't have any like fizz reps for it. I was like, no, I need to resolve that. And then I wrote Lupita's Wandering Potion Emporium on the side, which I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that, because I am creating a new character, and I will...
that was a big drop.
Big drop, here you go. Though if you've been very observant on the Facebook, which I know at least one of our fans has, because he liked one of my comments in the Navari page, saying that I was having a new character, he put a shocked face on it. So we're very astute there. And I'm thinking about how I'm going to convert that, because I don't really want to paint over it, because I really like the coffee stain effect.
Oh my god, you should
But I'm
fully
gonna have
just
to, stick a plaque
just
onto
fully
it.
fucking scratch
Just-
Lupita
yeah.
and then just get a piece of wood that says your new character name and hammer it on. So it's just don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. To be fair, that
She's
might work
she's
too.
off to retire on Madruga. It's fine.
Yeah,
don't
she's
worry
gone
about
to go look after her sick great aunt. And she is left on my new character, Halen Sunkenherth, with the responsibilities that she is leaving Anvil with.
Incredible.
So she's sending her in her stead to continue.
it. What's she called?
Halen Sunkenherth?
Halen.
You
say it 3
Hylan.
times.
Hylan, yeah.
Hylan.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure about the pronunciation. Because I've Googled it and it says either way. So
it's
I've
up
been
to
sort
you.
of mentally deciding, and
Yeah.
I keep switching it over in my head, but Hylan I think I'm going
Hylan.
with.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I've been creating her costume as well. And you inspired me, actually. I created my own...
I'm an inspiration.
You are an inspiration. I created my own what is it called?
Tunic.
Tunic, yes.
Well, because we got it from... So we both made the same thing now, haven't we? It was not the Surcoat, because we went onto the Profound Decisions website, and they have a bunch of how-tos on making stuff, and they have how to make a simple tunic.
Yeah.
And we've both made them now, haven't we? I've made a green one. You've made a...
Mine's green.
We both got
Yeah,
green.
we both got green tunics. I made the lovely mistake of I bought a sewing machine, which I've not really used sewing machines before. And
But you
then
decided
I went
to customise a pattern.
Well, yeah, the first mistake was I decided to get proper linen, which was I don't know,
Too
30
expensive.
quid or something
Yeah.
for 2 meters or whatever I needed. So
No.
I already spent.
The first mistake was taking up LARP, so we're all
Yeah.
draining our bank account.
This is why I wasn't going to, but then you had to get everyone else involved. I wasn't going to not.
The second mistake was deciding that crafting was a cheaper way to get kit.
Yes, which obviously is wrong after spending £100 on a sewing machine, £30 just on the fabric. Never mind, I refuse to buy any sewing patterns still.
We could say
but-
we fucked up.
For the sewing pattern for the tunic is way too big, and I did try and customise so that it had a V-shaped neckline or a more tunic-y neckline rather than just a circle. Ended up massively fucking that up, and now I've got a whole off-the-shoulder look.
Hell yeah. Who
which,
is she?
Yeah, exactly.
Slay queen.
So, it's still, technically is a tunic, but it's not, the neck hole is now, a shoulder,
Large.
off
I
the
guess
shoulder
you
look.
could probably do. I reckon if you made a hood or something, you could rest that over
Well,
the top.
the thing is, I that was one of the plans. So this is what I was working on today, actually. So I had it sort of gathered and pinned at the front, but then it was still sort of hanging quite low at the back. And I decided to make sort of a sleeveless jacket that is quite long, because I really like that look anyway. So I've got it off the shoulder, but then the sleeveless jacket is covering the top of my next to my neck. and it's just like the shoulders that are poking out, and I think it still looks quite good like that.
Oh, nice.
Though the stitching still looks a bit rough. The sleeves were way too long, so I've just chopped off, like, I double seamed them, like I folded it over again, seamed it again, then it was a massive mess. But fortunately, they were so long I could just chop all that off and just re-hem it, and they're still quite long.
Beautiful.
I was literally like, have you ever seen Codename Kids Next Door?
Yeah,
You know, number 3.
I know exactly.
It's literally what I look like. Green as well.
Blast
Yeah.
past.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. So I did use the same pattern, and I feel like, well, it's just, privileged position of like, it seems like everything is made for my body shape. So
Yeah,
like the
you're tall.
tunic fits me perfectly.
You know what? If you actually make it according to the pattern, it helps.
Yeah,
as well.
actually, maybe that would have helped. I don't actually know if it provides any information on customization. Funnily enough,
I don't think it does specifically.
we suggest linen as it is relatively cheap. Okay.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm. Yeah, see, I knew nothing about fabrics when I went fabric shopping, and I was looking at it as like, this looks like it's twice as expensive as everything else here, but also it looks the most authentic.
You should
like,
get linen for £3 to £6 a metre. It's the same. I don't know how old this article
no,
is.
mine was like £14 a metre.
Fuck me.
Do I start making linen underwear for LARP?
Yes.
Yes, with little hearts on.
Oh, it feels so authentic.
Yeah, because I'm in the same pattern. Fits me quite well. It's really funny having quite a. I mean, essentially, it's a dress, right? That's
Yeah.
what it is. And I think it's fits me quite well. And then I put that underneath a surcoat, which is kind of like a tabard that's joined at the sides, which you can see on my Instagram pictures, because I wore it all at E4. But I think because that was my first thing I made it out of like a heavyweight cotton.
Yeah.
I think it's canvas cotton, because what was I looking for? I was recommended, I think it's drill cotton from a friend of mine. And the closest thing I could find, speaking to the people in the shop, was canvas cotton. It worked really well.
Yeah.
It fit really nicely. And that was my first foray. And there was a lot of, especially because it was the first thing I made, I had no pattern to kind of follow. Well, I did, but it was like very much like drawing out the lines yourself with chalk.
Oh, yeah, that's how I've done it as well.
Yeah. And then put that all together. I was really happy with it. I'm really happy with the stuff. But again, especially first foray, like looking at it, it's like the neckline's really messy, and the thing, and also like because I didn't double hem it, all the thread inside is kind of coming away.
So I've like trimmed down as much as I can, but it's still really frayed. But I figure, the great thing about it being a Navarre costume is that it looks like it's been literally sewed in a swamp. So,
there you go.
like that's, it fits, it's in character. Yeah, it looks like I literally sat in a pile of mud.
You could become an in-character sewer and be called, what's it called, Stitched in the Mud. That could, Stitched in a Swamp, that could be your clothing line.
Yeah, perhaps, yeah.
The next thing I made was, well, it wasn't for Three Kingdoms, but I had it ready for Three Kingdoms, was my, what do they call it? It is men's Renaissance shirt costume from Burda. Which is like they make sewing patterns.
I was looking at the same one the other day.
Yeah,
it looks really good. I'm like, wonder if I could pull it off for League, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, easy. It's really versatile. So I made it for like Tristan's fancy kit, because he's still yo folk, so it's kind of like I'm probably pushing it a bit with the golden clasps that I've got, but it's like my fancy because I'm going to at least one ball in character, so I wanted some nice stuff to wear. So I've got that for that event. And then, but that was like my first time making a pattern. So you get like big sheets of tissue paper with all the pattern pieces. You cut out the pieces, pin them onto the fabric, cut them out, and then you follow the sewing lines. Basically, it's like sew this on the instructions. It's like get piece 1 and piece 2 and sew them together. And that whole experience was like a lesson in how complicated clothing is, especially because it's lined.
Yeah.
Like, it was the first time I'd lined anything, and it was like, I kept thinking the whole way around, I wonder how I end up turning it inside out so the lining's on the right side and stuff. And I was like, yeah, it's horrendously complicated.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do I do the bottom hem? It's horrendously complicated. I mean, this isn't to obviously scare anyone off, but it gave me such an appreciation for clothes making.
I'm not looking forward to when I try and make my first costume. I'm going to like that Homer Simpson's from that time. He's building the barbecue. The grill! What the hell is that?
It was literally like I was looking at it, I was like, the amount of times I'd triple check something before I stitched it. Like, yep, that
and
is
then
right.
it would still be on the wrong way.
I'd stitch it, and then I'd be like, fuck! So then I had to rip it the whole way down.
No, yeah,
turn around, start again.
I didn't use a sewing pattern for that thing that I made today, the sleeveless jacket thing. And it went quite well considering I didn't use a sewing pattern, I think. But then I hemmed the sides of it, to then went to stick it together, then realised I'd hemmed both sides like the same way. So they would go on the same side, but because it had to go on the other side, it had to be hemmed to the other side.
Yeah.
So then I had to like go through with a seam ripper, and it's such thin fabric. I ended up ripping the fabric with my seam ripper. Those seam rippers, absolute saving grace. I'm so glad I got one before.
I used a unpicker. So I like to pick out the threads. I don't know if
is it not the same thing? It sounds like the same thing.
But again, splitting the fabric, like it's fine. I'll hide it in the seam allowance. It's fine.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it. Like the amount of time my seam allowance would be like go from a centimeter or whatever, or like 1.5 centimeters to 0.25 centimeters because I had to rip it all out again, start again.
I don't even measure my seam allowance. I just eyeball it.
Neither did I. But the pattern. The Burda patterns come with the seam allowance included.
Oh,
so the pattern
this is the thing. If you're not using a pattern, you can just eyeball it.
Yeah, exactly. So the pattern pieces I was using, it was like 1.5 centimeter seam allowance, but when I fucked up, I was like, I'll just have a smaller seam allowance, it'll be fine.
The issue is I made some fingerless gloves as well today, because it's not a stretchy fabric at all. I just made them that little bit too tight, and they're really an arsehole to get on and off. And considering, like, you're going to have to go wash your hands and stuff.
What kind of fabric is it?
I believe it said cotton on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's pure cotton. It's not got any stretch in it at all, but it's quite thin.
Yeah, so I made that really complicated. I was like, fuck, this is involved. But I say it about everything I do. I say it about painting. I say it about making clothes. Is that I don't actually know if I like these things. It's just the fucking, what's the word? Like the euphoria I get when I finish.
Satisfaction.
Yeah, but just like kind of like, oh, I hate this. I hate this. Oh my god, this is amazing! I can't wait to do the next one.
Exactly. It's like every time I make a new costume piece, I try it on and I send you pictures of it. I'm like, look, I made something.
That's my equivalent whenever I can be bothered going to the gym. I hate this. I did it at least.
Like that Lewis Capaldi video recently, which made me laugh. He was like, I hate the gym. I hate lifting things up. I hate putting them down. I hate being the heaviest breathing in the fucker room. What I hate the most is it makes me feel fucking better. I hate it and I have to keep fucking doing it.
It's like there's like this soundbite from TikTok that keeps going around in my head, like the stupidest fucking thing about taking these fucking walks for my fucking mental health is that it fucking works.
Yeah, exactly. It's 100%.
I was literally thinking it was I took the kids out. I've now take the kids out every day. If anyone goes with me or not, I'll take as many kids as I'm allowed in my ratio, and I go out into that garden. I'm like, you know what? I need this.
Just to confirm, Kerry works at a nursery. She's not kidnapping children.
She doesn't like.
I'm not taking out children.
She doesn't like pipe her run around blowing a flute to make children walk around the garden with her. But yeah, so that's kind of what we've made. Maybe we should put some pictures on the laps and tap stuff.
Yeah.
No, not everything we made. We've made friends along the way.
We haven't crafted friends, Tom.
Speak for yourself.
I have another thing I've made, actually.
Oh, go on.
I got a boar's head necklace from the Boar's Head Tavern.
Oh, yeah.
With just a little icon on the bottom, but I don't want to call it a string. It was like a rubbery kind of thing that it was attached to.
The thonging.
Yes.
It's called it, I guess.
The thonging was really... It was a bit rubbish and it broke. Basically, I ended up using a string instead, and I found some little wooden beads off other piece of clothing that I had, and I strung those on as well, threaded them through, and now I've got my own little personalised boar's head necklace. So I changed the string on that to something a bit darker to go with the costume.
Just sorry as well, that pattern that you're thinking of made, that I've made, also comes with a shirt pattern as well.
Okay.
And you do, what's the word where it's like all bunched up and...
Ruffled?
No. Fuck. It's like, kind of ruffled, but it's like, it's fucking killing me. But it's like all kind of like a nice crinkly pattern on the front of it. It's like a cool shirt you can make.
A ruff?
No.
No, that's the neck thing, ain't it?
But anyway, it comes with a shirt. There's people screaming at the fucking phones.
The fancy
Comment down below, guys.
But yeah, the fancy bits. But you can make the shirt, which I haven't bothered to do. But the pattern is Burda Pattern 6399. Not sponsored, but for anyone that wants to give it a crack, before loads of people are wearing the same thing. But that's the thing with patterns. It's the fabric you use. So because that's a lesson I learned. Check the ironing tolerance of your fabric before you iron it.
I haven't ironed anything.
I went
you meant to iron your seams. I've not done it.
I went to iron the fucking fabric for the collar. And as I did, I was like, it's not working. I put the steam on, pulled the iron away, it dissolved.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, it just gone.
I've made that mistake with general clothing.
My friends once bought me a really nice waistcoat for my birthday, wore it once, and then I put an iron on it.
Yeah.
It's melted.
It can destroy your iron as well.
Yeah,
That's why I've got a big burn on my iron.
Yeah.
I was like scraping it really quick, like fuck. So that was a lesson I learned, that always to check that. But yeah.
So guys, be better. Be better than us.
Yeah.
Learn from our mistakes.
Learn from our mistakes. Next project.
Make no mistakes.
So I've got a couple of projects I'm working on, but I've been talking enough. So Tom, what have you got coming up?
Well, I haven't really got much planned yet. I've been delegating tasks to my wonderful jackdaws since I've seemed to have recruited someone who's very good at art and someone who's very good at woodwork. So some of the things that they're thinking of making is an arm stand for myself.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Don't know where I'm going to put it.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Is it make sure you can pull it apart?
Yeah, I think it's going to be collapsible. He's also going to make us a collapsible flagpole.
Good shit.
Because we are wanting to make a banner. So Mr. Salt says he was going to draw paint the banner for the banner and experiment with that type of thing. The person who's making all the wood products for me is Churcham, not his real name, but I've not got the permission to say it. He wants to make us a guild sign as well, saying the Jolly Jackdaw, so people know where to find us, since our tent kind of doesn't stand out at all yet.
Yeah.
Myself...
come on, what are you making? Because we can't do progress episodes with no one else. What are you making?
Yeah, exactly.
This is, once again, to put your feet to the fire every 6 weeks to make sure you're making stuff. So what are you making, Thomas?
I guess I can't delegate my way out of this one.
No, come on.
Well, I've got...
If you've made no progress, you're not on the next episode.
You will be the shame corner.
If Tom's missing, next time we do a crafting episode, sit in the corner after I've shouted at him whilst me and Kerry talk about
This is where the fans kidnap me, so I can't... there
will be fans.
Well, I haven't decided yet. I really wanted to attempt what you said, that kind of waistcoaty Renaissance thing. But that sounds very difficult for my first thing to craft.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you should at least have a little, even if you just do some fingerless gloves or something, just to get to grips with the sewing machine itself would be a good place to start.
I think just like a tunic or fucking something. Like you can even do tunic and say call it Nietzsche pajamas.
Nietzsche pajamas.
And you can stumble out your tent in the morning in your Nietzsche pajamas. And you're like little nighty.
You know what? I need a second tunic. You can make me a second tunic.
That could work.
Get some cheap fabric.
I've got a nice bit of fabric sitting in front of me, but I don't know what to use it for.
You could use a little bit of my cheap fabric to practice on.
That's cool. Like this piece of fabric, do I want to use it as a tablecloth? Do I want to use it for banners?
Well, it looks like what is it, like a runner or something for a table?
Maybe.
I'm not sure what it is.
It's just tasseled.
Yeah. I could use it as a waistcoat with already installed nipple tassels.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. You could use it as a sash.
Yeah, well, at the moment, I'm leaning towards saving it to doing the tunic thing, like your waistcoat. I don't know if it will work, but
I just don't know if you've got enough fabric there.
Yeah,
we'd have to measure it up. But yeah, if you did, it would be beautiful. It's this kind of like dark red fabric with almost like it's not embroidered, is it? Oh no, it is. It's like embroidered flowers kind of swirling through it. And I thought that looks gorgeous.
I thought that would just look epic and give my Nietzsche just a bit of class if it's enough to make it. I'll have a look after this stream.
Yeah,
and
we'll see how we go.
One thing I'm looking at is some black and silver fabric with like peacocks and flowers on, which I am going to make a sash out of.
Yeah, nice.
Because one of the things I want to do for the Jackdaw uniform again is rather than implement a uniform, just have like black sashes so people can see us along with the badges, just to tell us apart. And another thing I want to make is a shoulder cape. A shoulder cape would probably be a very good thing for me.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
Especially since mine's one of the main off-the-peg ones. So you see about 20 people in the league all with the same cape.
Famous last words, that can't be too hard. I feel like you could make a shoulder cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, shall I say shoulder cape?
Yeah.
Should be my first challenge.
Make some... I feel like making progress is buying fabric, but I feel like if because you also, like the shop near us has got really nice lining. You could have like a really nice kind of reddish lining on the inside.
Shall we do a LARPs and tops? LARPs and tops fabric shop?
Hell yeah. We'll all go down to the Remnant House and we'll start picking up.
I want to do one of those comedy film things where we walk in slow motion. There's some kind of like funky music in the background, shades just pushing grandmas out of the way.
It's so funny whenever I go into that shop because it's like loads of little old ladies making stuff for their grandkids and knitting. There's just me being like, hello, I'd like some material suitable for Renaissance and medieval period
I totally avoided having conversations with the shop assistants about what I was making because I was just nervously like pottering in, like anxiety and everything. I got my my linen. I put it on the table because I'd watched someone do it, so I knew this was the way it's done.
This is how you do
you have to bring it, and then they chop it up for you. I got it, and then I was like, yeah, no, I think I don't know, 1.5 or 2. Yeah, I think I'll go for 2. She goes, oh, what are you making? I was like, a tunic.
I literally first time I went in, I feel like they went to make some assumptions.
Yeah.
Okay. First thing they do, they see a man in the cloth shop. They'll go buying for his girlfriend. No idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then I eventually did the same thing as you. Saw people doing. I was like, okay, got a gauge of the kind of thing I wanted. Googled some stuff. I asked if they had this type of cotton. They didn't. But they said, but canvas should be similar. Oh, so yeah, I'll use that.
Little did they know he's knitting his own GIMP mask.
Knitted gimp
That's
mask.
oddly specific.
But as I got to the counter, I was like, are you a tailor? And I was like, no. It's like, I feel like I've seen you in a sewing shop somewhere else. I'm like, no, you definitely have not. So they went, doesn't know what he's doing, or expert in his field. But I got there and got my stuff together. But now I just go in. I'm like, hi, I'm making a medieval vest. What material do you think would work? And they'll be like, yeah, this, that, and the other. And they're so unfake.
They do seem lovely there.
But I feel like people will always go in for costume stuff anyway. Because
exactly.
I feel like
it was like I used to volunteer in a charity shop, and every so often we'd have guys coming in looking for dresses because they do like for drinking, like a pub crawl sort of thing, where there'd be lads in dresses and women dressed as men. I remember this one guy coming in, he was so shy about it. He's like, I promise I don't wear this sort of thing. It's just for this, and I'm like, it's fine. We wouldn't judge you if you did.
I think my favorite thing about stuff like that is that you would have forgotten he existed.
Yeah.
Like you never would have occurred to you again in your whole life.
I
but now he sticks in your memory, know him.
I guarantee there were several other men who also came in asking for dresses, but I can't tell you how many others. I can tell you this specific one.
You can tell there's one guy because you remember. But yeah, so
he was buying one for his daughter or his wife.
I wouldn't even who cares? Just buy the fucking, no one asked.
Yeah, exactly.
If they do ask, yeah, it's for me for a pub crawl. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Move on with your life.
It was in the student village as well, like right near a university. It's like, yeah.
But yeah, so the things I'm making. So my next immediate project is I'm making it's called a coat, like COTE.
Oh, a coat.
It's really funny because I was like, it's like, I don't know if there's, well, no, there is a difference between the COAT and the COTE, I guess. But it's like, kind of like something to go over my base kit that looks a bit nice. That's a costume kind of to keep me warm on the night, especially in spring.
Yeah.
Spring equinox when it's cold on an evening. So that it looks like I say, a medieval coat. And I'm using the pattern on the Profound Decisions website, which is how to make a coat. So I've already bought the fabric for that, which, sorry, listeners, you can't do this, but I'm going to pass it around the room. Ugh. Hang on. So I bought this, and it's called Soft Coat, which looks a bit like it's partly wool. Nice and heavy.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's nice and heavy. It feels quite warm.
How water absorbent is it?
I don't know. I'll probably give it a spray or something.
Did you get that from Remnant House?
Yeah, I got that from Remnant House. So that's what I'm using. So it's like this nice kind of wool feel. Because I spoke to him about it. He was like, that's the thickest you're going to get for it to still look period appropriate. Because everything else, like anything warmer, is going to be fleece.
So yeah, that's another top tip for today then. You make sure you talk to the people in the fabric shop.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Don't be embarrassed. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, like I imagine people have gone in before.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's called Soft Coat. I think it's like a cotton blend of stuff.
Okay.
And then they also have loads of fancy linings. So there's a name for this. I think it's brocade. I'm not sure. It's like a paisley kind of blue and gold lining. So doored, blue and gold. Because I want it to be something I can, like, externally just looks like Yo Folk kit to keep me warm. But when I'm a noble, you can see the internal. It's got like nice fancy lining stuff. So an easy way for it to look a bit more muchy.
Yeah, I like that.
So my next, and I've also got, I haven't brought them with me, but I've got some golden rose buttons.
Oh, that's
so they
adorable.
look like roses. I got them from Duttons for Buttons.
Oh, that's a lovely little.
And little gold buttons, like roses. So I'm going to have them down. So my next step, the progress I hope to make next time we talk is I hope to have cut the fabric patterns at least. So I've made a start with that. Because at the minute I've just had the fabric sitting in the loft for like 2 months now. So like next step I at least want to cut the pattern pieces. Yeah. And then the other thing I'm making is a pirate coat. So this is Birder pattern 2459. So there's a pirate coat and a Frenchman.
I feel like you're going to sing I'm Javert 24601.
This looks like it's going to be tricky. So I think this is one. So there's like a rating of 4 of how hard they are, and this is 3 out of 4. My last one was 2 out of 4. So this one's going to be a bit tricky. It requires loads of stuff I haven't used before, but this is going to be for
Hoist the Colours.
Hoist the Colours, Branton Reed. It's going to be black on the outside to be like a really good smuggler's coat.
Boring Branton.
And then our ship Taylor is going to make in character is going to make the inside really fancy. So I'm going to get some like right nice fancy lining. So I need to have that ready. I'm not going to have made progress on this next time we talk because I need to prioritize my coat because Empire's in 100 days. Yeah, and also we've also got the Winter Ball, not the Winter Ball, the hopefully Little Mother's Ball.
Still waiting for confirmation on that.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll be going to Little Mother's Ball. I can wear it to that. But either way, I'm going to need that way before Brandon's coat.
I'm just going to look like a slob. I'm going to wear exactly the same Nietzsche costume as ever.
Yeah, I would expect nothing less.
As I say, these are my homely trousers.
But yeah, they're my projects, and that's the progress I want to make. Who wants to go next?
Nice. I think, have we... Oh, no, it's you.
Yeah, we covered you, didn't we?
Yeah, so
we did Kerry.
Just my turn now.
We jumped
save the best to
around.
last.
Yes.
Jump up and get down.
So I think I want to make another tunic. So I want to have, I like to have a separate outfit for each day, 'cause especially in the summer months.
Course.
It all gets. Yeah, I don't necessarily need it to look different, but it gets all sweaty in the summer months.
Oh, it does
in the
get
summer
sweaty.
sessions. I'm not down for that. Yeah.
That's why I keep buying exactly the same clothes, the Nietzsche, same trousers, same shirts, just so it's got the same, like, Simpsons character vibe, but it's clean.
Yeah, like
you need to get some medieval deodorant.
Yeah, ye old deodorant.
Ye old deodorant in a wooden can. Spray it when you're out and about.
So I want to make another tunic. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the same linen again now that I know what I'm doing a little bit more and try and make it, obviously, properly and nicer. Maybe reduce the size of the pattern
Maybe
a
look on
little bit.
eBay for some linen cheaper than what you can get already.
Maybe. The thing with buying it online is you don't know what it actually feels like and what it actually looks like.
I don't know if you can buy get older swatches or whatever.
Oh, perhaps. Yeah, maybe not on eBay, but maybe on specific websites. But I'll look into that.
Yeah.
I need to make more costume pieces. Obviously, I want to make something for second breakfast, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I need to sort out either a new skirt or new trousers because the ones I ordered online, I just don't like how it looked with my other parts of the kit. They're too baggy. Yeah, and they don't fit very well. So either I'm going to... Maybe I'll adjust them, but they've got that, what's the material called?
Cotton, linen, wool.
No. It's got like lines down it. Like...
Pinstripe.
Corduroy.
Corduroy, yeah?
Corduroy.
Yeah, it's got that vibe. I don't feel like it's very Navarre. Like, it works for second breakfast, I think.
Yeah,
so
I think
I might
fit second
work it in
breakfast,
for second
but,
breakfast. I kind of want to put suspenders on it for second breakfast.
I'm so excited for second breakfast.
But but I don't think it works for Navarre, so I need to do something else there. Another project that I think, so I'm not sure about having something to hold my bottles and like making something for my potion bottles to hold on me. But also I've got a little handbag that I've bought for my Navarre kit, and I kind of want to get some felt or something and make like a flap for the top that's like leaf shape.
Oh, nice.
Like an autumn leaf or something, and embroider that on. But that sounds like it could end up being really finicky and complicated. I feel like it's something that I'm going to start trying to do, fail miserably.
Just cut up a Canadian flag and put that on top.
So
Diet green,
it could either
slap
be
it on.
something that looks beautiful or horrendously fails.
And then you can go to that Navarre fashion show I keep hearing about.
Yeah, maybe I could actually. Definitely more Navarre kit. A new for my target for next time we do this is a new tunic and something with that bag. I've not decided exactly what I'm doing with it yet, but I'm thinking having a flap go over made out of either felt or material.
There you go, listeners. You've got something to hold it to account for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be great to hear if you guys have got any crafting projects you're working on, things you've made that you're proud of.
Any challenges for Morgan?
Any challenges for Morgan? Any
links to any free patterns?
Yeah. Any ideas you guys have got? Anything we've said horrendously wrong that you can provide advice on, or any questions? Really good. Send our way, and then we'll try and post some pictures of stuff we've made and progress pics. In time for our updates in 6 weeks.
This has been fun. I missed doing this over a couple of weeks off.
It's good to be back. I hope you're all doing well. And 100, for us, 100 days till Empire, which means it's even less for when you're listening.
Yeah.
I'm just giving Kerry some birthday money so she can get her Empire ticket for
I don't want presents this year. I just want LARP tickets.
LARP is love.
LARP is everything.
Hail to the LARP.
Well, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
See you later. Bye.